So hey guys, welcome back to my channel for an all new episode recap of today's Days of Our Lives, February 27, 2026. What a way to end today's episode. I am definitely pleased with how things turned up. Finally, we're getting somewhere with this Stephanie, Alex, Jeremy storyline. We're finally finding out who is behind this. A lot of you guys have definitely pinpointed who that was. I've seen a lot of social media groups talk about who is the stalker. I already knew it wasn't Jeremy based on just things that are just way too obvious. It just, things were too obvious for it to be, Jeremy declared as a stalker. Like, it was just too obvious. But anyways, we go into the different elements surrounding Stephanie's kidnapping, who was trying to find her. So Alex and Brady, they're out there putting out posters. Alex is worried about Stephanie, of course, and he just wishes that he didn't get her to write this novel. It caused a lot of problems, and he just feels like everything is just really about the bottom line. And even though Titan is involved in her ransom money and her being returned safely, at the end of the day, it's really about the bottom line, and he's just frustrated. He tells Brady about that the best day ever was Valentine's Day when he and Stephanie got married, and Brady didn't know that, but he said it was a surprise from Stephanie. They went to Chicago, got it done, just to make the marriage license even more real. Now, he also talked to Brady about Jeremy, and that Jeremy, he wasn't really, Brady was really worried about Alex's safety, considering that he was a target. But he said that it's not really me Jeremy's after, it's really Stephanie, because he's in love with Stephanie. He wants that opportunity to be with her again, especially after reading about himself inside the novel. Now, Brady's still kind of skeptical about this whole thing, because what if Jeremy's not really the stalker? What if it's somebody else? Now they do see a young lady looking at the posters intently, and they ask her questions if they know the whereabouts of either of those two people on the poster. So she said yes. Now they're going to bring that information to Steve and Jada. We'll get into that in a bit. Now, these two in Alemania, Leo and Dimitri. Leo is there trying to, get some Z's, and Dimitri, while in his dreams, he's going into the bed with Leo, and Leo's uncomfortable. He's holding on to Leo, and even though Leo's saying stop, Dimitri, stop, Dimitri is still in his dream talking about, I need to protect you. So he wakes Dimitri up, and Dimitri realizes it's just a dream, and he is in Leo's bed. He didn't know about it. I don't think so. I call bull on that. But he said that he was trying to rescue Leo from Vivian and him getting distracted with something. So he's saying none of those things is happening, so you can go back to where you were on the ground. So he said yes. So anyways, he can't get back to sleep again because of the whole interruptions with Dimitri. So he looks on the phone to go through what's going on in Salem. So he realizes Stephanie is kidnapped now. He's frantic. He wants to go back. He needs to do the report. He needs to help Stephanie. Stephanie's his friend. And he got to leave on the next flight ASAP. So Dimitri said, doesn't she have other people looking for her? I mean, didn't you want to come here to help me prove my innocence? So he said, yeah, but Stephanie's a friend, and I promised Chad that I would do all the reporting, and I'm wondering how Chad is feeling, if he knows about it already or not, and I need to go back there. But then Dimitri's like, you're gonna leave me here all by myself? I can't go back there at all. Or was this a plan of yours? So Leo, he doesn't admit that at all. But Dimitri said, you know what, I can arrange a jet for you to go back. I understand. I mean, it is what it is. I can manage myself. But Leo then say, he retracted his statement and said that, I need to also be there for you. I'm the only one that believes in your innocence. And I mean, Stephanie got Alex, Titan, Steve, Kayla, Jada, and the police department, Rafe, and FBI. She has a lot of people looking for her, so she'll be definitely found safely. I need to be there for you regardless. So Dimitri's happy to hear that. But I mean, Leo, it might as well you just be open already. Just state your ulterior motives for being there with Dimitri. So with Steve and Jada, they're at the police station still working angles to find Stephanie. They're looking through tips, and a lot of the tips are coming from people who have read Stephanie's novels and maybe using ideas from that to find her. Now they see one coming in from Susan, and Susan's talking about where they could actually look for Stephanie, but Steve is skeptical because it is Susan. But at the same time, Susan also admitted on the tip that she was the one who told Stephanie that she would end up in a predicament like this during Halloween. So now they're thinking to give it some attention. So at some point, JJ did call and tell them that he's nowhere to be found with Stephanie on the Horton cabin. They wouldn't think, now that they're thinking about it, Jeremy wouldn't hide there because it wouldn't make no sense, right? They would at least look there to see where he is. So he probably is somewhere else. Now, Alex and Brady come in with their information from the person who likely saw Jeremy, and they told them that she told them that Jeremy was there by himself between a certain hour and he wasn't with Stephanie at all. So Brady is saying that maybe he's not the stalker. Like he is he's Rachel's teacher. At the end of the day, like, I don't believe that he's capable of doing this thing. Alex at the same time is saying that he still thinks that Jeremy could still be behind this. Steve is saying there's slim chances, there's so much evidence piled up against him. But Jada is also saying that even with that being said, like, his car is still there. Even if he was to be on foot or hitchhike, it just wouldn't make no sense. He wouldn't have gotten far. So they could still be in Salem somewhere, right? There is a lot of missing angles right there, so we really gotta find out where exactly could they be. They couldn't have left to go out of Salem, given all that the evidence is pointing to. Now, Kayla is going out of her mind, understandably, about her daughter, and she's not getting any word or anything. Marlena is there to just offer some support to her, and she asked Kayla when last she has had a snack, had a meal, or had some rest, and she said she can't do that, understandably, until they have news about Stephanie. She doesn't want to go nowhere until Stephanie is the first person that she sees coming in here, and she'll be the first to tend to her. Now, Marlena said, look, if Stephanie would want you to be strong for her as well as Steve, now you got to take care of yourself. Now, she also suggested other ways that she could be there, and she understands what Kayla's going through, because when John was missing, that's what John would want her to be, remaining strong. She did eventually get Kayla to have a snack, and at some point Kayla is telling Marlena about Joey and Trip and how they want to come back here to help with the search. And also Marlena said, based on her analysis of Jeremy and awaiting what's from the therapist, and because he is Rachel's teacher, he has told Marlena that he has seek therapy, he has make amends with what he did 70 years ago, he has turned a new leaf, and Kayla is not buying it at all. Kayla is not really buying that he can really make another turnaround because of what he's capable of, the evidence leading to him, all of that. She doesn't want to hear anything else. And she was doubting Marlena's professional opinion, right? Marlena doesn't think, based on her analysis, she doesn't think that Jeremy is capable of doing anything to harm Stephanie or hurt her, based on how stalkers appear. And based on what she knows about him, she doesn't think so. Now, Kayla does storm off, and Marlena apologized for upsetting her, but she apologized because, she's just on edge at this point. So Marlena suggests to her that she rest, at least, even not if it's not sleeping, just rest, so that she can be in tip-top shape when Stephanie does come back. Now, Jeremy, he comes in at some point in the basement. He finds Stephanie. Oh, I wonder how he did end up finding Stephanie. He didn't get into that, but Stephanie earlier, she was there trying to wrestle her way out of the ropes, out of the gag. She kept hearing familiar voices, her father, her mom, her husband now. Just to motivate her to get out of it. She ended up getting out of the rope, tying off the gag off her mouth, and then as she was trying to get the other one, that's when Jeremy comes in and she's like, what are you doing here? Why are you doing this to me? Get away from me. So it's like, Stephanie, I gotta help you before he gets back. It wasn't me. And she said, like, how can I really believe you? Or how would I want to go anywhere with you? So he helps get her out of the last rope, and he's trying to get her out, and she's like, I don't want to go nowhere with you. I'd rather find my way myself than go out there with you. And he's like, listen to me. You gotta listen to me. We got to work together for you to get out of here safely. Like, I can call 911 and you leave, but like, I need you to get out of here, right? Before he comes. So she's there arguing back and forth with Jeremy, and then lo and behold, as most of us expected, Owen is back. Now she's looking at Jeremy like, oops, I made a big mistake. Yep, they're gonna eat some crow. All of them gonna eat some crow when they find out that it's actually Owen. But for months we already knew. But a few people were saying Joy too. But I didn't think Joy had it in her. But yeah, we already knew it was Owen. But let's see if they're gonna blame EJ somewhere, because if you guys know the history back then, Owen was somebody that the Demaras hired to kidnap Stephanie, fall in love with her. Now he has this big obsession with her. So it's been 16 years since this guy came on. So it's going to be interesting how this all comes out. But I'm here for it. Something exciting to the Stephanie and Alex storyline. But yeah, comment below your thoughts on today's episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys next week. Have a wonderful weekend.
Being out there with you is any safer.
Hey, okay. I'll call 911 and I'll step away, okay? I just want you to get out of here. Too late for that.
Oh my God. Oh, again.